Hey everyone, this is part 2 of your Prezi tutorial. So in part 1 you created yourself an account, validated it, and then checked that you were able to log on. In step 2, you're going to again make sure that you're logged in. And this is going to be the first screen that you're going to see. Now, you won't have Prezis here. These are ones that I've created, so that's why they're sitting in my account. So you're going to start by going to New Prezi. And you're going to notice that once it loads, it's going to give you a choice of templates that you can choose between. And these templates follow you throughout the course of your Prezi, so you can't really mix and match templates without it getting to be really messy. So I would suggest that you pick one that you really like right from the start. So it gives you a few to begin with that are here, and then you can click more, and once you click more you're going to have quite a few other options. Since you are creating a Prezi as a pathway on your journey, we recommend that you choose one of these two. However, there are others that do fit as well, so it's really up to you which one you'd like to use. For now, I'm going to pick this one, and after I've selected a Prezi, I'm going to click Use Template. Okay, so this is your first slide, and it is an overview of the entire picture of what the Prezi will look like. And you're going to notice that over here there are different little bubbles. Prezi is very similar to PowerPoint if you've never used it before, in so much as these little bubbles are actually the next slide that you're going to be navigating to as your presentation starts rolling. So the first one is just a general overview, and the other panels can be navigated to by clicking over here on the left. Okay, so you can see how it's allowing me to navigate to different ones. Alright, now before you start, just want to make yourself familiar with some of these buttons up here. So the first one is Customize. And the first thing that it's going to actually allow you to customize is the overall appearance of your Prezi. So you can change the color scheme of the template that you've chosen. So you can see here the rings and the circles are changing, as well as the background color is changing. So this can be changed at any time. So although the overall template is trickier to change, this color scheme is changeable at any point in time. So don't feel like just because you've picked something to begin with that you're locked in and you have to use it all the way through. Alright, so I'm just going to stick with this one for now. I also want you to be aware that if you scroll down, there's an advanced tab. So when you click the advanced tab, it brings you here. And the main purpose of going into the advanced tab is to change the font. So in a Prezi, you have three main fonts that you can use. The first one is for the overall title of each slide, which is always going to be the biggest. The second one is for a smaller heading that goes within that slide, and the third one is the body text, and the body text is going to be what you're doing most of your writing with. So for me, and I'll just show you here, as you actually change it here, it changes it right at the very top, so you can really get an idea of how it's going to look. Yeah, I don't really like that one, so For now, I might just leave it at this so that we can just see how it's going to work. Alright, so you can see it immediately changed the title text up here. Alright, so my first slide, I'm going to add it just by clicking up here at the text. Right, and then down here, this is where, okay, now, let's say you've got these on here, but you're thinking to yourself, I don't really like where they're positioned, so how do I move them around? Well, as soon as you click on something, you're going to get the hand logo, and by clicking and holding the hand logo, this is where you can actually manipulate where your text is going. You can also use the features here to either pull it in or make it wider, right? And then you can reposition. If you're wondering now, where can I type again? By double clicking, you're going to immediately get a text box. Alright, now from that text box you can decide between your 3 fonts, which are right up here at the top for you, as well as you can check the size, and this is where you can change the color of the text as well. So if I wanted to switch to purple, that's how I would do it. Okay. Basically your standard Microsoft Office kind of functions. The other really nice thing about Prezi is you can see just by dragging it, it is automatically adding in that line that was right there. And it's basically a line of best fit, so it's going to take whatever text you already have on there, and if you're looking to make sure that everything is in line so that it doesn't look wonky, you can just look for that line and line things up. Okay, so this little graphic is here by default. You know, you can get rid of it by clicking it and clicking delete. For example, let's say you did delete it and you're thinking to yourself, I wish I hadn't done that, or I really want to put in another picture. The insert button at the top is where you're going to do that. So you either have insert an image, symbols and shapes, a YouTube video, your content, which is things that you upload to your Prezi account, or you can add an arrow, a line, a highlighter, music, or you can actually voice over what you've done, or you can add in files here or PowerPoint. So for example, let's say I wanted to get that back or get something similar. By clicking on Insert, Symbols and Shapes, it's going to give you some predetermined symbols and shapes. Okay, basically just like little clip arts that you can drop in there. And let's say once you drop it in, you can then use the same functions to make it bigger or smaller. Okay, alternatively, if you select image, it's going to create some recommended images for you, or you can use this search file here and search Google for an image. So for example, let's say you search Google and you were looking for a football. You can drag it on. Now immediately it's going to make this football really big just because that's the dimension of the photograph. So once it's on there, you can resize it. And you also have these options here. You can crop it, you can delete it, or you can click Effects. Now once you click Effects, very similar to your cell phone or something else like Instagram or any of those apps where it allows you to pick a color filter for whatever picture that you have to be adding in there. So, you know, this could be a nice touch if you're looking for something along these lines. Once you click Save it will drop your image in for you as it's been edited. And then again, you can move it around. Okay, so for example, let's just say that you wanted to see what your Prezi looks like so far. So the present button at the top is what allows you to do that. And I'm going to allow the full screen. So again, if you remember, not sure what happened there. Try that again. So here is the first snapshot of our Prezi as we talked about. When you click the next button, it's set so that it zooms out a little bit, and then it's going to go to the very first slide, and then transition to the next. Alright, so present is how you get an overall view of what you've got going on so far. You also might be wondering, how can I put videos into my Prezi? So the easiest way is if your video is on YouTube. So either you found it yourself or you've uploaded your own. You're going to go Insert YouTube Video, and you're going to paste in the YouTube link, which I just copied from the URL bar when I had YouTube loaded. And I'm going to click Insert. And you can see that it automatically embeds the video for you, which you can then resize or shrink to your liking. Right, and then it allows you to again use the hand to move around if you need to. And then the nice thing about this is that it will actually play in the Prezi, and you won't have to navigate somewhere else in order to view it. Alright guys, so that is going to do it for this installment of your Prezi tutorials. I really encourage you to just goof around with it. One thing I didn't mention is that you'll notice here at the top that it's already telling me that it's auto-saved. So it saved itself the last time I did something really important. If I really want to make sure that I've got things saved and everything's working properly, I'm going to go up here and click the Save button. It just automatically saves it to your Prezi. So you can see if I go back here and reload this, sorry about that guys, if I reload this, you will see that this Prezi is now sitting in the reel of Prezis that I've been using. So it's easy to access, you don't really ever have to worry about losing it. Okay, so try some of these things out, play around with it. I promise you can't break it. And if you are already working on something and you're thinking of trying something drastic, one thing I do encourage you to do is make a copy of your Prezi. Okay, and we can talk about that again in the future.